Hi, this is a video addressing the repower of a 1971 M371 Bobcat. This is Rosie, our family bulldozer. I bought this machine a couple years back. Some of you may have seen the repower video, the restoration video. It sat outside for years, and I went through it, cleaned it up, got it running. I had some issues with the original engine, the Kohler K321 14 horsepower. The valves were sticking, and the engine was it was a big, noisy engine with a lot of vibration, had breaker points, really wasn't a very good, it wasn't a very reliable engine. So I bought this Harbor Freight Predator engine and replaced it. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say that the Harbor Freight is Chinese made and that it's a lousy engine, but I did some reading up on them and they actually tend to hold up these days. From what I'm reading, this engine still has only 1 hour on it, so it remains to be seen. I don't think these engines have ever been put in skid steers, but this skid steer is a very small skid steer, so we'll put her to the test. So a close-up of the manual to the engine. This is the 420cc horizontal engine from Harbor Freight. It was $370, item number 60349. So looking at the engine, the repower really was quite simple. I've removed the K321, still got her in storage, might tear her down. Father-son project. And I removed the engine, placed the new Predator, marked my holes, pulled it out, drilled my holes, attached the Predator, bolted it in with lock nuts. And if you come a little closer, you'll see these pulleys. I got this from Granger. This is a 1-inch shaft with a 0.25 keyway, and these are 4-inch pulleys. Actually, this one's 3.95 and this one's 4.25. It's not much of a difference. This pulley powers the hydraulic pump, and there's no tensioner. This pulley powers the drive system, and on these 371s, the drive system is in the center of the machine. There's a belly pan, and you have to remove the seat. You have to unbolt the belly pan cover, and that's where the clutches and the chains are located. Now, I don't have a tensioner or any type of adjustment for holding the engine in place, but I don't think we're gonna need it because there's really not a ton of tension on these pulleys. If you recall, with the older Melrose, they have that big 1-inch belt powering the jack shaft, and there's a lot of pull and a lot of tension on that belt. The spring-loaded secondary Chev has pull on it. This one doesn't. These are just regular standard V-belts like you would see under the hood of a car. The engine itself is pretty straightforward. It has an on-off switch for the gas, choke, an on-off switch for the key, and there's a you can attach a battery, but I haven't installed the battery, and I don't think I'm going to because she starts first pull most of the time. So I'm gonna give her a whirl and we'll see how she works. So put the throttle midway. This is our throttle. Turn the choke on. Gas is already on. Full start. Oh, and by the way, I also added an hour meter. I still have to screw it to the body. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna start her up. Around 3,200 RPM, and again, this is a 13-horse engine. So as you can see, she handles the load pretty well. I know a lot of this was pine needles and sand, but I was pushing some larger sized rocks with her earlier today, and she took a full bucket and lifted it no problem. So the hydraulic pump is fine with 13 horse, and I've had no issues cutting into the dirt. Of course, it's still a belt-driven skid steer, so you're not going to be able to dig down like with a hydrostatic machine. However, for yard use, this 13 horsepower engine is more than enough for this machine. So my review so far on this engine after 1 hour of use is that I would use it in a 371 or a smaller comparable skid steer. And you know, the installation is pretty straightforward. I'll check back if I run into any issues with this engine 50, 100 hours down the road. I'll post, but so far so good. Thank you very much.